Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of
Ghost of Frankenstein.
My son, would you destroy that which I, your father, dedicated his life to creating? What if it had another brain?
Whose brain?
Your brain.
Forward! What good is a brain without eyes to see?
I warned you that you might regret this action.
Well, we've warned you.
You've been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute. I feel like I just did this. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute, the podcast that
2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series minute. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did it last week.
Okay. Minute by minute. I'm Tom Lang.
Yeah, maybe you should. Maybe it is my turn. And I'm Bill Evenson, and you join us for minute 64. Jesus Christ! Of this thing is this movie ever fucking end? 64. We've been doing this for a year and 2 weeks.
Listen, if this were Son of Frankenstein, we would be like at the midpoint of the story. So
That's true. A year and 12 weeks. I don't know where I got that from. Year and a quarter.
Whatever.
Something like that. And then we're on minute 64 of Ghost of Frankenstein. That's the film, the Earl C. Kenton film.
that promises all new thrills.
That explores the thrills that are, resulting from the aftermath of Son of Frankenstein. I don't know what the fuck's happening right now. If you join us on August 8th, and I don't know this, I just think I know this. I think today, which is Thursday, August 8th, if you're a Patreon, I believe it's the 50th anniversary of the resignation of Richard Nixon. I think that's August 8th, 1974.
That seems right, yeah.
But that's just off the top of my head, so
No,
I could be wrong. Are you going to look it up? That's good.
right.
You look that up.
Yep, you keep
and then,
going.
Tomorrow is August 9th, where we celebrate the birth of Tom Tyler, our second favorite mummy.
Yeah, that's right. We
Our number one favorite, Karras. Is that his name? Karras?
Yeah.
They blacked out his eyes and made him look spooky in the film The Mummy's Hand, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
All right. Yes, I'm not mistaken. Nixon
August,
resigned.
yeah.
I was right?
August 8th,
August
yeah.
8th, 1974? Yeah. Excellent.
I thought that sounded right because I remember I was outside playing.
No, shut up.
And my mom called us.
I guess you were like 9. I was 4.
Yeah, Mom called us in to watch it because this is history, and you should. And I'm glad she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the time,
so you saw that
I was pissed,
sweaty-lipped speech about if you. What does he say? If you hate them, they win, or something like that. But if they hate you, you lose, or I can't remember what he says at the end. But whatever it is, it's completely poignant because he's completely delusional. He's talking about himself, but he doesn't even realize it. Yeah, good old Nixon.
Yeah.
I've been reading a book about Watergate where they explore it from a modern perspective, and I shouldn't say a modern perspective. They don't like compare him to Trump or anything. So the book is called Watergate, and it's by Garrett M. Graff, and I'm really enjoying it. Tomorrow, as I said, Tom Tyler's birthday from Mummy's Hand. Yep. Saturday, we celebrate the birth of Kurt Siodmak, who I think is dead, but he lived to be like 100.
He lived like 120 or something. Yeah.
he might not even still be dead.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. No, I think
he lived a really long life. It's Kurt Siodmak, right?
Yeah,
not the other one.
Robert Siodmak.
Yeah, Robert Siodmak had a normal
director.
life.
Yeah, he had
Kurt Siodmak was bitching about everything.
He hated everybody. Everybody was an idiot.
He's a great interview though.
Oh yes, he's hilarious. But he's an asshole.
He reminds me of, who's a great interview, because I was just listening to it, in fact, today. Pete Townsend. He doesn't get his facts right. He trashes the Beatles, and then he acts like they're the greatest. His opinions are wildly fluctuating depending on his mood. Yep. But it's still an entertaining interview. Yeah. And that's what I think about Kurt Siodmak.
Well, yeah, because Siodmak,
I doesn't remember everything right. He's got that stupid joke about Wolf's the Meat Man. It's
Frankenstein,
terrible.
Wolf's the Meat Man, which is lame and never happened ever.
No one's ever
Actually,
it'd be funny. Turn out that's the one thing that's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, like nobody else had any talent except him. Nobody could write except him. Lugosi whined to him about giving him more lines. And
what was his book? Donovan's Brain or something?
Yeah. I don't know.
I haven't read it. They make a movie out of it?
They made a number of movies about it, yeah.
Okay. Sunday, we celebrate the birth of Edgar Norton.
Oh, well, absolutely. Yeah.
Great addition to our
Sure, I mean,
series.
He was a great butler in, what was his character's name?
Edgar Norton.
Yeah, Benson.
Benson Mum. Mm-hmm. Monday, we celebrate the release of Abbott and Costello meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. I don't have enough space.
We're not sure who Mr.
Hyde, as it turns out, released in 1953.
Okay. it's it's okay, and it does feature the Frankenstein monster in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, as like a wax figure that inexplicably an electric cable falls and touches one of the electrodes, and it comes to life briefly.
Who plays the monster?
Some guy.
Some guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't
And
call him Junior.
I just saw it the other day, and I noticed he too has
That
the
long
long
hair
hair on the sides. Like, what the fuck
In
was the deal?
1953.
Yeah, like what the fuck was the deal with that? Herman Munster doesn't. Herman Munster's hair looks very much like Chaney's does here.
So when we talked about this, I think it must have been recent, like the last
Yeah, it was the last few weeks.
podcast we put out or something, because
Yeah.
I feel like I just heard myself talking about it. I put forth the theory that that's just what people look like in the 70s. But
Yeah.
in 53,
Yeah,
my memory of I wasn't alive. What I picture in my head of men looking like in 1953 is if you had long hair, you were a bum.
Freak.
You
yeah.
were a hobo.
Yep.
You were an unhoused
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep.
Tuesday, we celebrate... Will you put your cards down already? This is the last
It
one.
just keeps going.
Tuesday, we celebrate the release of Targets.
Oh,
Targets,
yeah. The last film, Boris Karloff.
Bogdanovich masterpiece from
Boris Karloff's
1968.
last film.
Yeah,
in quotes.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's just go with that.
I wish it were, yeah.
Really disturbing, that film.
Targets
When you
is
actually
very,
sit through it.
yes.
Jason and I saw it, I think, at the Trilon.
Yeah, I was going to go, but I was like super sick, so I didn't make it.
Yeah, maybe COVID or something, who knows.
No, it was pre-COVID.
But,
It was before COVID, but I had the flu and
when you're actually there's generally, I think we tend to think of movies as things that you should go watch in a movie theater, and nowadays I don't know if I feel that way.
Yeah,
100% of the
I
time.
haven't.
But a movie like that, where you're in a room with a bunch of people and we're going to start this film and it's going to go until it ends, it's a brutal fucking movie.
It is.
Actually,
It is. Yeah.
when you're watching it at home, it can feel a little, because they obviously look like sets. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it doesn't look.
It doesn't look.
It's not a great looking movie.
Well, because it was made for like $12.
It was made for 4 cents.
Yeah.
For I almost said Harvey Korman. Who cares? Let's just move on. Everybody knows who the fuck I mean. Of course, I mean Tim Conway.
Harvey Korman was a great film director.
Great film director. Minute 64 of Ghost of Frankenstein opens with doors.
Yes.
We're at the doors.
We're at the
I just want to
doors.
say doors because there are a lot of doors in this minute. I don't know of any other minute of any other film that has many doors.
This many doors?
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on with doors. We'll
Yeah,
start
'cause-
with the doors to the... Are we calling it a mansion?
I guess. Yeah, I wrote chateau, but I
Okay,
don't know
to
what
the
else it would
chateau,
be,
and there's
yeah.
and they've got... We don't see... I don't think you see it.
No, they're
You
using
just-
Inspector Kemp as a battering ram.
Perfect. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what's happening.
Yep.
They have a battering ram and they're bashing the doors in,
Yep.
which is funny because in a little bit we see from inside and you don't see the doors moving.
No.
I assume they're the same doors.
Yep. Boomer and Junior look to see what's happening. They hear the noise.
Okay.
So they got to be close enough to be hearing that. So yeah, the geography of this place is as confusing as the geography of the place in Son of Frankenstein. I have no idea.
I can't quite figure where they are
What's
exactly
where.
here and how this all plays
We
out.
only see the front of the house.
The only thing
ever.
I do know is they're about to go through a door. There's a lot of doors
Yeah.
into a room that I do recognize.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yep.
And Eric says, is that the first thing that happens?
Nope.
No,
because
it is Eric. Yeah, the first thing he says is, it's the townspeople.
Well, not yet. Not yet. We cut to Elsa because it cuts to Boomer and the monster looking up like, whoa, shit, what's that?
Okay.
Then it cuts to Elsa in this extreme wide shot
Yeah.
of the foyer or grand room or whatever it is. Clearly the Wolfman set slightly redressed
Yep.
with the staircase and everything.
Well, and those doors.
The doors, and you hear the sound, but they're not moving.
No.
And she looks around, wringing her hands, and then runs upstairs.
Did you see Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, Episode 4, Special Edition? I did it out of order. Special Edition?
Yes.
Where they talked about how, or I didn't talk about it. They remember when Lando Calrissian is going up in the tube to go to the top of the Millennium Falcon at the end?
Yeah.
And then there's a point where a door, some kind of like a camera shutter.
Like an
type
iris, yeah.
Iris opens up and there's a bright light, and in the original it looked like he was clearly seeing sunlight.
Yeah.
Because it's so bright.
Right.
But then when they cut to the outside and they show the top of the ship, you see that door open again. So then to quote unquote correct this in the special edition, they put bright lights in this sort of intermediate area. So it still opens up, but there's another...
Rather than cut out the few frames...
Rather than just cut 2 frames. Yeah,
okay.
True. Yeah. And that's what the problem is, or this is the solution for this. They are bashing the doors in. The reason we don't see that on the inside is there's a second set of Lando Calrissian doors.
Sure, why not?
Long, just like our podcast usually has, a long way to go for that little statement.
Little tidbit.
That I just thought of.
Now we're back with Ludwig and Eric.
It's the townspeople.
As they freak out. It's the townspeople.
Husman and Frone, they fucked me. You fuckers.
I can't offer you protection now.
Makes me laugh every time.
Yeah.
Can't offer you protection now.
See ya. And he bolts bolts out of there.
I'm out of here. I can't stop Frone. That guy's huge. He's an enormous.
I can't offer you protection now because I told them they could do whatever they want.
That's very true. I forgot that.
Yep.
Is there a boom shadow in this shot? In the upper left, I don't know if because I've processed the videos a couple of times by the time we watch them, it looks like there's something moving in the shadows above when he says
I think it's
now.
his shadow.
Could be
it's either his shadow or like Cheney's shadow or something.
Could be Cheney's shadow.
I don't think it's
looks like a boom shadow to me.
Okay, maybe it is. I didn't think so, but
doesn't matter. Who cares?
Right. Yeah, I told them they could do whatever the fuck they wanted, so see ya.
Yep. They seemed like a few of them wanted to have their way with Elsa, but I said, look, you can do whatever you want. And I say you can do whatever you want. I am the head lawman in this town.
Yep, so knock yourselves out.
You have your way with me if you want. That'd be great if it turned into Caligula. They just line them up. It's just Bomer, Igor as the monster. Everybody just butts up and everybody just goes crazy. It becomes what's that Marlon Brando film? Never mind.
The Last Tango in Paris?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Bomer's looking a little bit worried at this point. Looks up at Junior, who says, Bomer, turn on the gas. Fill the house with it.
Yeah, it sounds really like clipped and like one of those things where they...
This sounds dubbed in.
Dub it in after the fact, this
ADR. Like it's been added later, yeah.
But what's funny about that is in the script, it plays out more or less like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, I just remembered, this is good, because I don't have a lot of notes for this minute. I'd forgotten to make this note. In the script, what actually makes there's an actual event that takes place that makes the villagers actually storm the castle. Or I don't know, maybe, I think they start to storm the castle. But what happens is Martha and Janet Angelo, what's her name? Cloestine, are upstairs and she sees the villagers out the window. So she decides, well... I don't want them to see Cloestine. She says this in the script. So she says, let's play ball. And they start throwing the ball back and forth. And Martha stays by the window so that the further away Cloestine is from the window, the better. It says something like that. And they toss the ball back and forth. Nobody catches the ball. They make a point of saying this. But Cloestine picks it up and tosses it to Martha. And her toss is so bad it goes out the window. So then Husman and Frone see the ball bouncing out into the front yard. Yeah. I think that would be really effective. It's too bad we lost that, but we don't need it. But I kind of like it as a nice little touch. We don't need it, but it is a cute touch. Well, it makes Martha that much more culpable too.
Well,
yeah, good point.
Because 2 weeks.
Yeah, your servants have said that there's clothes in the bedroom and the door is locked. They didn't say anything about the
little
kidnapping.
Girl that we've had kidnapped for 2 weeks.
Yep,
2 weeks. God,
she's in the Nexium cult. They're gonna brand her with turn on the gas, fill the house with it. We'll kill all of them. So there's an option to fill the house with it.
Apparently.
I like that.
Because it does start filling the house.
It does start to fill the house.
And apparently this is a different, it's not a soporific gas. This is clearly a poisonous gas.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Yeah.
Because the soporific gas just knocked them out.
And he says, we'll kill all of them. Yeah. All right. And then the next line is, get back, you may all be killed. They're turning on the gas.
Yeah. Brave Eric runs out, leaving Ludwig and Bomer to their fate. He doesn't help Ludwig out.
Nope, not even remotely.
No.
Well, that's why I laugh, I think about, I can't offer you protection now. Fuck you.
Bye.
Yeah. We're done here. Yep. Our relationship is over.
And not only does he run out, but he locks the door behind him. So
a lot of doors in this.
Yeah, he locks them in that little room.
Yep. Well, I mean, good idea.
I guess.
And then the monster, I don't know if I'm getting this out of order now, I think.
No.
But the monster busts the door down to the room where the gas is. So I guess it is out of order.
Into the laboratory.
But it's weird. Like, he busts the door in, the lock breaks, but he can't get the door all the way open. It's as if...
It just occurred to me.
What?
We were talking about where is Bomer's room. And at some shots early on in the film, you saw this room. Because there was a room off
we
the
talked
lab.
about it even.
There was a little bed in there.
In fact, I think we called it Bomer's room. Yeah.
Okay, so now it's all...
Okay.
Just this second
so then,
coming to me.
Like, if you went to kick a door in that had a big lock on it, so you kick about where you think the lock is.
Yeah.
I actually did this once.
Did you?
For, believe it or not, what I felt to be good reasons.
Okay.
I lived there.
Did the police think this was a good reason?
Yeah, no, their landlord didn't think it was funny.
Okay.
But so there's a door jam. What's a door jam? What's a doorway? The doors open one way or another. They generally don't open both ways.
The jam is what stops the door from opening.
And so it's almost as if the door opens in and the monster's bashing on it, and that's why he can't, because he has to kind of get around the door, and it's awkward. But it isn't that way. The door does open that way, I think. So it's weird. I don't know why he has such a hard time getting past that door.
Bumping on it, and
I guess once you bust it, it's just like so heavy that it's now laying on the floor.
It's like in But Abbott Lucas Costello Meet Frankenstein, when in the climax when they're chasing around the castle, and he puts his fist through the door, it actually clocks Lou right in the head.
Yep.
But then he knocks the door down, but it doesn't fall completely. So when he's walking out, he kind of steps on it awkwardly. Then it kind of caves in under him. It's a little bit like this.
Yeah.
This is more awkward. This looks a little weirder.
Yeah.
It doesn't play as well.
It does, well, except in as much as it stalls the monster a little bit. But we don't really need that because Bellamy's already...
He's already out.
He's already upstairs.
He's upstairs yelling at everybody.
He's back at his office.
He's in his office packing his shit.
Getting the fuck out of here.
This place is nuts.
So they begin to fill the house with gas, and the first guy to come into that hallway where Kettering died.
Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah.
He's a hipster dude.
Well, Bomer starts to turn on the gas. Mob bursts through the door and surges into the chateau, running all over the place. Mm-hmm. Get back to where you once belonged.
It's like January 6th. If you've seen those, it's just like that.
It's just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get back to where you once belonged. You may all be killed. They're turning on the gas. Yeah.
I did think about saying that because he says get back twice.
Yeah.
Get back.
Get back. Yeah. Then 1970s villager runs into the hallways.
He's totally
out of place. It looks like...
But it's 1942, so I don't know what happened.
He looks like a time traveler.
He really does.
Flew in from the 70s to be in this movie.
Yep. I'm pretty sure he was in the concert for Bangladesh.
I think
He's like a hippie.
Yep.
Or a hipster.
Junior's watching this through the window to
Which
the
is
left,
pretty funny.
and he could not be more happy.
Yeah.
He's just grinning.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I think the thing about Igor is he doesn't, he's kind of got a Zen thing about him in that it really doesn't matter what happens. Like there's a Buddhist monk that's quoted as saying, at one of his teachings or whatever, everyone leaned in to hear him say it, and he said, you know what the secret is? I don't mind what happens. And I've had that in my head ever since I heard about it. And that's the way I feel about Igor. He's like, all right, now we're going to fill the house with gas. Well, like, what's your plan here, Igor? How does this play out?
I don't think he has one.
Fuck it. I'll kill as many of them as I can.
Yeah.
If I go out killing,
whatever.
It's a victory.
Yep.
And he's not angry at these villagers because they hanged him. He doesn't have that same sort of
He doesn't have any
motivation.
kind of, he doesn't have
He's just fucking, he's like a all-encompassing hatred. He just hates
hates
everybody.
humanity.
Many people die. Better for me.
Better for me. Yep. Ludwig lunges at Bomer at the bat gas control panel.
Yeah, it really is that.
Well,
we don't see that.
We don't see it here so much. But everything was labeled before, like it was in the bat cave.
House.
Bomer.
Soporific.
Kill,
poison.
Murder gas.
Gas.
Yeah. Why would they have?
Why would they have a lever that destroys the castle?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bomer, you must be.
He must be, though.
Yeah,
you think about it. He must be meh.
Yep.
That's when Ludwig comes in that door.
Uh-huh.
So we're at minute 64.
Yeah.
And Ludwig is still... the Igor monster tossed him into a chair, but he's okay.
He's
got
still
up,
ambulatory.
He's ambulatory. He's ready to strangle Bomer, which is great because the right thing to do in this scenario. That seems fair.
Appropriate. Yeah.
And that's where the minute ends.
Yep.
All right.
Any more questions, wise ass?
It's time again for wise ass
once
comments
again
from Patreon. These are comments from our Patreon wise ass level Patreon. Our patrons
stands to reason.
who do the wise ass level. They get the minutes and then they comment and we read them on the podcast. Unless, no, I'm not going there. Vincent writes, based on the ending of this minute, it looks as if Frankie and Bomer are going to get away with it. Everything's coming up Igor.
Yes,
it really is.
Yep.
This is his height of, and that, like you said, that look on his face.
Yeah.
It is weird because we've been critical, and I think rightly so. Justifiably so, of Chaney's performance. But now he's like loving this.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder at this point if he and Lugosi collaborated at all in terms of their performance. The voice with the facial expressions, if they talked about it, if they did any kind of...
The only thing about the lip sync that I don't think I mentioned this would have been last week. He says, I will live forever.
Yeah.
Lugosi is hard, there's a hard R there.
Yeah.
Forever. And
that's where...
Cheney does it like it's forever.
Yeah.
He kind of says.
That's where, like I said, it kind of goes off the
Falls
rails
off
a little bit. And it cuts immediately there after he says forever. So almost like it cuts the end of forever off.
Okay.
And the music immediately stops.
Yeah.
So it's a really weird edit. Yeah. Anyway.
Will Hohenstein writes, I wonder if the gas is just the same stuff they use for fog. Doesn't look much different to my eyes.
Absolutely probably is, yeah.
So
everybody got cancer.
I was going to say, we assume back in those days, it's the oil-based or chemically based fucking... nightmare juice.
It looks great. Nothing else that they've come up with since looks as good.
Yep.
But yeah, it'll kill you.
All right. What else do we got?
And
is it time to do...
Evelyn was laying on the floor of the Wolfman set, completely enveloped in this stuff, and I think she passed out.
Jeez.
And they forgot about her for a while, and then finally, hey, wait, where is she? And they found her.
I have a question, and this is a question for the podcast. Maybe I should write it in.
You want to write it in?
Am I on the wise ass level?
I don't know.
Is this chemical, this gas, is it flammable?
Good question. Because
everybody's coming up. I have some thoughts on
torches.
This. All right. So we do have, how are we doing for time?
Keep going.
Really?
Yeah. This is short. So.
Uh-oh. Dr. Alex Zorka writes on the Classic Horror Film Board. Excellent title for this episode.
Which would be?
It was the Pinky in the
Brain.
And then he says, just how did Lionel Atwill get the nickname of Pinky? I've never heard the full story. Well, I've heard it here by you, and it wasn't that long a story. It was like one sentence.
He had red hair.
Yep. All right, done. So he had red hair.
Yeah.
But he didn't have red hair, did he?
Yeah, it was red.
Slightly red?
From what I understand, that's where it comes from.
Also, Herr Lang. I've seen something, perhaps right here on the Classic Horror Film Board, that at long last there are plans to newly record the complete score for Frank Skinner's Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, and that John Morgan is involved in the project. If that isn't good news, I don't know what is.
Exactly, and I hope they reach their goal.
Well, you did give, right? So you got the latest update. The latest update said that at 30% in, they were at 40% of the money. Yeah. So that's a good sign.
So that's good.
You remember when, it's weird because we both kind of paid some attention to the Mystery Science Theater ones. Yeah. And I thought that first one, it was like about 30% in, they'd had about 40%, but they went way over. They went
way over, yeah.
So who knows? I think it depends.
And the second one that they did, it was a few weeks or days or whatever into it before I went to contribute, and they'd already hit 100% or over it or whatever.
True.
So I didn't give anything that second time.
Interesting.
And then now this, for the Gizmoplex I did.
Yeah.
And then they were going to do it again, and I agree, people were sick of that.
Yeah.
But I did pledge anyway, and they didn't come anywhere near close.
In a sense, I feel like Riff Tracks has been doing it better. They've never tried to pretend that they were establishing something that would be permanent. They do Kickstarters for everything they do, I think.
Yes, they do.
I mean, it seems like it. I get enough emails.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
But what we're talking about is a Kickstarter. It's on Kickstarter.com. I've put it in the Frankenstein Minute Village.
If you go on Facebook, we have it on our...
I think it'd be great if people would support this. I think it would be really cool.
This is something I've wanted for ages.
The first thing I did when I saw it was send it to you and Dino, and Dino responded, yeah, sounds great. Too bad they're not doing it on vinyl. I don't have any way to play CDs.
Yeah.
Which is...
Well, you can get a digital download of it.
So you can play it on your phone.
I think it's like $20 if you want the CD.
Yeah, something like that.
And then it's $30 if you want the CD and the MP3s of it or whatever.
And I think that level appealed to me because you get an electronic copy of the booklet.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't even know why I care. Why do I fucking care?
I think I pledged like $50 or something like that. So whatever.
All right, well,
whatever
get out there and make sure that Tom loses $50 by
loses. Yeah. No, I want this to happen.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's it. That's all I got. That's all he said. Okay. Yes, we know about it, and yes, we support it, and it's on Kickstarter, and it's probably long since over by now.
Probably over by now. Yeah.
It's August. This is even Nixon's been gone for 50 years at this point.
Thank you, Jacob Walsh, for the wonderful theme music.
That's right, as always.
As always. And thank you for listening against your better judgment.
There you go. We can't stop you. Do you remember this?
Yeah.